You're watching Fool for the Podcast. For the podcast. Fool for the Podcast.
What is up?
Hello. Oh my gosh.
How you doing today? What you sipping on?
Well, it's coffee, but it tastes like whiskey. It's not dumb. But how lucky it is for everyone to have the love doctors in the house right now.
Yes,
You
we got the,
know,
we got the glasses.
we got the glasses we met, and this was not coordinated. It was not planned. This is not scripted. You think we go through the work of making a script? This ain't scripted
Sorry, I'd at
at
least match
all.
you if we was coordinated.
Well, it's easy to
But I
match when
like
I
the
got
earth
blacks and
tone.
grays.
I got
True.
the earth. It works.
I'm
This is
like
probably the
magma.
only shirt I own that's this color. You said you like magma?
Yeah, a little bit. I know magma's like black with like little lines. Anyway, I won't get into that. I'll talk about that for 10 minutes.
I don't think I've ever actually. Is that like the shade though? Like, just give me that.
I don't know.
Or
I
is it
think in my
the
mind, this
stitch?
is, well, I think this is, yeah, the stitch. This is like the stitch.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Like was it Heather? Heather Gray? I don't know. Had to look it up. But I don't know. Maybe that's a nice little time to plug the little Stitch Fix things. I got a new box this week. I gotta record and try on the little items. I got a couple little cute little book bags and stuff like that. They gave me this purse that's kind of ugly, but you know,
We got to
I'm
see
gonna
it
kill
too.
it. Kill it.
It's
But
just like a head on a stick. You're like, oh,
yeah,
like a, yeah, a crypt
it
keeper with their lantern.
it's like when Patrick was showing around SpongeBob, he's ugly. Like, look at it, all of
Look
you,
at
look at it.
it! Oh my God, I can't believe we're off topic. That don't make sense for us. We
Oh
never do that.
wow, yeah, never ever.
We never do
But
that.
thanks everybody for checking out our first video and our promo video, the pilot, Fool for the Pilot, and Fool for the Promo. And now you made it to Fool for the second episode. And we are kind of going to be talking about something in the same vein of the first episode because we watched that back along with you guys. Every 10 times y'all watched it, right? And and
Yes.
like, some topics we, really thought, and there was some comments about some topics that we could really go in on and stuff like that. So I got a couple things I want to say.
Yeah. What do you want to say?
I want to say
You're like a couple
uh,
things.
a couple things. Stay tuned. Lenise, put in the transition. No.
I actually do. I have a couple thing as
Okay.
well. See what I? Oh, I kind of did a thing there, a couple thing. But I was originally just trying to be like, I
Mm,
just have a singular thing to say, but I
okay.
accidentally made it make sense.
A brilliant mind. We love it.
An accidental mind. But what I wanted to talk with you about primarily is, you
Yeah.
know how in the first video we kind of talked about how, you have to know yourself, have to have like a certain segment of self-care to truly know yourself,
Yeah.
to be your best self when in a relationship. And we're kind of thinking about it and also talking to one of our friends. Shout out to that friend out there. I don't know if you want to be named, so we won't name it, but shout out to you. Maybe if you want to be named in post production, we'll put your name there if you want. Yeah, I know you don't care. So we were all kind of talking about how, it's possible, or is it possible? But we think it's possible to work on yourself, find yourself, do the self care needed to be your best self in a relationship while in a relationship. Or
Yeah.
do you have to be outside of one in order to do that? I have my thoughts and opinions, but I would like
hmm
to hear yours.
I definitely think you can. I feel like it's not always cute. Like, it doesn't always feel good to try to like want to do
It's
like the one,
ugly.
because it's like it's not the prettiest like of a process. Like, it's like that progress isn't always in a straight line type of
Right.
conversation. Ooh, speaking of charts, fool for stocks. Anyway, um, but I feel like with that, like it, like your partner is gonna see you in some real vulnerable moments and shit like that. And I mean, it's gonna be like that anyway, because hence the relationship. But like that's deeper
Mm,
than level one vulnerable and stuff like
right.
that.
It's almost like you're literally ripping yourself apart to figure out what works and what doesn't. And someone's just
Mm.
kind of like watching you like while you do it.
You hitting a Humpty Dumpty.
And
You
it's
gotta
like,
piece
and it's
yourself
messy.
together again.
Yeah, because it's messy because it's like it can work, of course, but at the same time, like there's so many factors. What if your partner has to work on themselves too? And that could be a
Hmm.
cute process, but you don't want to build yourself personally, I believe you don't want to build yourself up while someone else is building themselves up because you're gonna get your pieces. It's like Legos. They're gonna get your
Mm,
pieces interlocked. And I don't think that's healthy, one.
mm,
Two, if they're put together, then you're just gonna be fucking building yourself up. And I personally would kind of feel judged by, even if they're not trying to judge me, I would feel judged by the person observing me build myself up, if that makes
mm-hmm.
sense. Instead of just focusing on building, I'm going to be insecure about this person who has their shit together watching me build themselves up. It might not even be that deep, but
Mm-hmm.
like that's what I'm going to feel in the moment. I have more thoughts, but I could go on this forever. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause and let you.
Yeah. No, because I feel you, but I feel like that also gives you the opportunity to to work on that aspect of yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had a situation where I've had to do the, like the putting myself back together or whatever, or like do some, I don't know, some shadow work and some self work and stuff like that. And if I was single, I wouldn't have been I wouldn't have been looking for a relationship. And the fact that I was in a relationship at the time, was tough because I'm like, well, do I end it because I don't want to be seen at this time, or do I get the fuck over that?
Mm-hmm.
Because that, because, I did feel insecure in certain ways, and it wasn't because I was being made to feel insecure.
Right.
Like, it's because I'm looking at myself through my own lens, and I'm like, shit, I might judge me. Like,
You're like, oh,
you know,
fuck.
why is
Yeah.
it, why, like, not why wouldn't somebody else judge me, but I could see, you know what I mean? It's like they would kind of have me on hush mode if you just use use my shit against me. But
Right.
I already know, I already made the list of my
Yeah.
shit that I'm working
Yeah.
on. So you can't use that against me when I agree it needs work. You know what
Right.
I mean? And so I feel like that's a part of the work, it'd be easy to add that. Fuck easy. I think it'll be good to add that to the list of things you're working on, because how you feel is your personal thing. You know what I mean? And you can recognize, like, me and you can have this conversation right now, and you can recognize that that's not the reality, but that's how I'm feeling about it. So I
I
feel like it's something
agree.
to work on too.
Yeah, I agree. That kind of comes down to the point you have to one have a partner that is
Yeah,
responsible enough to be able to handle that.
that's a fact.
Uh,
That's a big fact.
a big fact. And two, I feel like for me, as someone who's like kind of been in that like journey, if I kind of was slightly in a
Hmm.
relationship where I was also kind of like working on myself and it didn't work out. And I felt like I needed to be alone to work on some other segments of myself to
Yeah.
feel strong enough to tackle that, oh, are people judging me? And I don't care,
Hmm.
but I had to be single and still am and still working with it to like get that. But now I'm kind of at this point where I'm like, I'm really comfortable with myself, happy with myself. A lot to still work on, everyone does, but I'm
Hmm.
really happy and comfortable with myself to where like my expectations are high when putting someone now in this placement of okay, this is like my partner,
Yeah.
because I need to know that they're not, because I've had issues where people put me on pedestals where they should not have, and they kind of like had this like gut reaction to want to rip me down from the pedestal. So in the
Mm.
beginning it was like, oh, you are so amazing and perfect, I worship you, until like, I hate you for what I perceive you as, and I'm just chilling,
Yeah.
never thinking
Yeah.
I'm perfect. I never think that, still don't think that. I think perfect is also boring, wouldn't want to be it, And then now they're projecting onto me. So there's so much
Hmm.
mess. So yeah, I think it kind of, it depends on the person, whether
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not
for
you
sure.
can be, depends on the people, depends on the person and the
Mhm.
person you're with on if you can work it out with them. I personally just think it's easier to do it single because there's less variables to try to do the math on. But
Yeah.
I feel like in your case, it was great because it just worked. And that's a natural working. That's like a blessing. Like it just naturally works. Some shit just naturally works. For me, it did not naturally work. Because I also feel like too, and I'll just say this like quick little tangent. I kind of feel like I have this personality that's like I kind of do it to myself where I like to take care of the people I care about. And I
Mhm.
think it translates to an over taking care of nature. So I
Yeah.
get in these relationships to where I am now over taking care of this person. And there is no time for me to even think about
Mhm.
taking care of and building and focusing on myself, you
Yeah.
know? So I almost by my nature have to be single to take care of myself, to put all that energy in myself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna put it all in someone else.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel that. And I feel like to that point, the relationship itself, like what, like kind of bridging that gap. Like I feel like the relationship itself really matters. Like what is the connection we have? Because like if I like, okay, I'm the giver in the relationship and stuff like that. Cause I'm that way a lot too. Cause that was something for me, like that was tough. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because cause if I am working on me, I have less to give. I just do.
It just
And,
is.
but for somebody who also feels like they're whole within themselves and that like, yeah, I know I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it really depends on two people. And I feel like if you're somebody, cause like just what you were saying, like that doesn't necessarily translate to it's impossible for you to do it within a relationship. It's just easier because people don't tend to
Mm-hmm.
be like that. But I'm wondering if what if the relationship was like that? You know
Right.
what I mean? Because you'll be like maybe I don't know, because I've had times in relationships where I'm like, like it may just be like, hey, I'm just not having a good time right now. Like it's a hard ass month. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's been a tough couple weeks. And, like because I am taking more time for myself, they feel like they're getting slighted and stuff
Right.
like that. And it's like, yeah, but if you really understood where I was coming from, but then after the fact, I'm like looking back and my kind of thought pattern was like, maybe I wasn't able to do that because it wasn't right.
Yeah.
Me and this person didn't have that bond like that. We didn't have that uh
Understanding
yeah, that
almost.
understanding, that relationship. We weren't that as vulnerable as we could. Cause it's like every when you with somebody, if you plan on being with them for 10, 20, 30 years, you're gonna change. You're gonna have
Right.
times of your life that are less sun shining and and happy days. Like so when shit gets tough, like like that might just be something that you realizing, like that's something I realized that I needed in a relationship that I wouldn't have previously have put on the list. I
Right.
wouldn't have even thought to include it. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who makes me comfortable enough to be that vulnerable because I'm not even thinking of what I need to do to take care of me in those dark times. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
So
So
yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, it kind of makes me think of like, and if this like is going off in another direction,
go ahead, I'm with you.
or bring me back around. But I don't know. A big thing that I kind of got from what you were saying, I don't know if you were necessarily trying to say this, probably not, but like something that just kind of popped in my mind
Mm,
was that I feel like, and this could be a whole other topic that we'd go to another time, it's possible, but I feel like people have this, people are quick to rush into a romantic relationship,
mm,
a monogamous romantic relationship, when I feel like we have the luxury and privilege as a world to explore other types of relationships, really have
mm.
those deep bonded friendships. Like not a lot of people have some true friends. Like
That's true.
I got some true friends.
Got a
I
couple
got
of
some
them.
solid friends.
I
Not
got a
everyone
couple
who's
of
acquaintances are as solid, but I got some like solid people. Even people
them.
I'll talk to, like I got some people we have a every 6 months catch up, every year catch up, and I know if I need them and if they need me, it's set, and we could
Yeah.
just hop back to it. I got you, literally one of my fucking best friends in the entire world. I got so many people, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
blessed because I know people really
Yeah.
don't have that. And I feel like if people do a real disservice to themselves to really rush to a
Mm-hmm.
romantic thing and then they make their partner their everything when
Yeah.
there's more to life. Like, and I'm not trying to like, I feel like I tell some people this and they feel like I'm really like shitting on and like taking away the value of a romantic relationship. I'm not. I know it can be a beautiful thing. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen it done beautifully in a few people. I won't say many, but in a few people, I've seen it done beautifully, and
Mm-hmm.
I almost envy it until I realize how much I love my alone time. But I just feel like people are really lessening the quality of their life by not focusing on the certain friendships around themselves. I'm gonna fix this because I feel it's light because I need the dust, and it's creating this weird lubricant on my iPad. That's anyway. I shouldn't have said lubricant. I'm talking about dust,
That's
but
what just
anyway.
caught me. I hear shit
Hmm.
in
But some Trojan bottle that up. But anyway,
the sponsorship.
I just see them like taking the dust and just like putting it in the bottle. They're like, anyway, anyway. Where was I? Oh, yes, friendships
Hmm.
bond, make friends, have deep connections with people that you're not trying to sleep with necessarily.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. I have also seen like I've seen some friends who do it beautifully, who integrate their relationships into their friendships in a cool way, but not everyone needs to do that. I don't know, there's
Hmm.
just so many balances, there's so many nuances, and it's different depending on the people, but no one acknowledges that because everybody wants to go by a universal template,
Yep.
and there
Yep.
is none. There's guides, there's little key
Hmm.
points, there's like little trails you can follow, but please read the signs and don't necessarily act accordingly because you might be different. But everyone wants a template, no one wants to do the work,
Yep.
period.
Yep. You just want to, if we're making it look like this, then it's right, right? And it's like, nah,
Right,
but does it feel right to you? But
right.
people don't know themselves, but that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But I agree with you because like making people, sometimes you think people are gonna be romantic partners, but they actually would just be kick-ass friends, like
Yeah.
because we tend to like, oh, we have this in common, we have that in common. Like, let's be real. The dating process is really the same as the beginnings of
As the
friendship.
friend process. Yeah.
It's the same, similar, you do a lot of the same things. It's more alike than they are different.
Right.
And so, and the things that you get to know about somebody talks about their qualities as a romantic partner and also as their qualities as a friend. Loyalty
Hmm.
is important in both situations. Honesty is
Right.
important in both situations. Like truly supporting each other. Important in both
Open
situations.
communication. Yeah.
Important. But, I mean, and some people feel like, oh no, like, well, like, oh, well, we had sex, so it just ruins all friend prospects. And it's like, not
No.
necessarily.
No. That when and so many people think that, and I
Hmm.
feel like that's people have a certain weight that they put on sex, which sex does have a
Hmm.
weight, and
It does,
it's person by person,
but also it doesn't.
but but it don't have to stop stuff. The
Hmm.
number of friends that I have that I had sex with. And it wasn't friend then sex. It was sex dating a little bit than friend, or just
Yeah,
sex than friend. Like it didn't happen a lot, but some people, it's like it can happen. It's a thing that happens. I think people just don't let themselves naturally feel what feels right
yeah,
because they don't really they're constantly fighting this battle of what just feels natural and right, of what the world tells me. Like this is what
yeah.
TV tells me, this is what this tells me. It tells me I'm either a hippie, free loving weirdo, or I am a tight knit prude. Like there are so many in
Hmm.
betweens, so
Yeah,
many in betweens, and people just get nervous to play around with that.
that's a
You know.
fact. It's it's too many boxes. You wanna, because I mean, it's too much uncertainty when you don't fit. So I get it. I get why
Hmm.
people, or why human psychology drifts to that. But a lot of people are fitting very well into a lot of boxes and are unhappy. Like, at what time do we stand up for happy?
Right. And
But
do you want to live in a
but
box or do you want to live in the world? Like that's kind of
okay,
like my yeah.
no, exactly. Like that's it. What's you buy that one pair of shoes that's like hella expensive, and it's like, oh, they're nice, but they sit in a box
Right.
most of the time. They don't
Yeah,
see
yeah,
the
those people
world.
who don't want to take them out anywhere. They got these nice
Exactly.
white insert brand of bougie sneaker because I don't really know any. And they just keep them in the box. They don't want to go to the clubs with them. They don't want to go
Hmm.
to the trading post with them. They don't want to go out to dinner with them. What if spaghetti gets on it? It's like, okay, why'd you buy it? Like,
Yeah, they get no real play, no life out of
no
them
use, right? No
necessarily.
life out of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
just a
not.
box.
And I want to live life. Oh,
Right,
and
right.
I don't. I'm a person of nuance.
A
I'm a person
nuanced woman. You're a
of
Renaissance
you
woman.
know
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
a jackass. No,
Yes,
jackass of
yeah.
many trades.
I was like, wait. You said
Not to be
jackass?
confused with jackass of many trades. That was a show, but
Please.
that's funny as fuck.
Uh,
Jackass. But no, I'm a queen of many trades.
mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I don't I'm very much like, this is where I look back to like my young mind and like teenage mind. I'm like, go me, because I was just like, I just want to get to know people for who they are. And I'm like, go me.
Yeah, you were great with that. Yeah.
yeah, I got to know your ass. No. But
Which is true
you
because like
say
let's no let it be known.
still
And
be
I think there are many people who will call me out on this,
nice.
but I tend to just not hang out. Because I'll tell myself, oh, I'm too busy. I have this and that and the third, which I am busy. I have things, but I can hang out. But that being
Hmm.
said, it's like at least out here, there's just like a lot of stimuli, like a lot going on. And I'm extroverted, but I got a lot of introvert in me. But I will give you like you did great. Like the pen is blurred as if I'm holding like a
That's
phallus.
funny.
Anyway,
Like, I don't
but
see anything.
right, you're like la la la. But it's like you stayed on my ass. You were like, listen, you was like, I know you fucks with us. I know you vibe with us in the group. If you want to continue to vibe and hang with us, I ain't gonna keep inviting you. You just come or you don't. And I was like,
Because
I'm on the bus.
I
It's
ain't on
true.
the bus like this the
I was
next
on the
day. I'm gonna go hang out.
like,
Because I just don't like the, oh my God, like, you see somebody, everybody has this. Like, you see somebody you ain't seen in a minute, and you're like, oh my God, what, we gotta hang out. Like, yes, we gotta
crickets.
catch up, and then you never talk to that person. Like, stop telling me, like, you want to be my friend, and
Right.
that's always your energy. So,
Right. Because it's like I get
had to
it.
check a nigga,
It's
had to
true. It's
check.
true. And I right. And I get it. And like there are some times where people get busy, but it's like there comes a certain
Mhm.
point, it's like certain things you have to like prioritize. And that's why even like out here, I'm like I'm doing better and making sure I see people. And I'm not able to see everyone every week. And
Mhm.
part of that is because there are a lot of people I want to like see and hang out with. And like so I'm like going on my little adventures and my week by week, you know.
Yeah, that's real.
There was one person so on the topic of relationships that I was
Mhm.
like casually talking to on Hinge, and he kept like wanting to hang out, and I'm like, cool, like I do want to hang out. It's just like we got to find time to make it work because like I'm busy and stuff. And no, it wasn't about hanging out. It was texting back. He was like, "You're bad at texting," and I was like, "I am bad at texting. I apologize." I was like, "It's because I literally like got a lot going on, but also too like I don't like technology like that." I was like, "We can plan a hangout time," which by the way, we did try to play hangout time, and he got he was like wasted. I was texting gibberish. So I was like, all right, like another time. And then next day he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, but let it be known. I was trying to hang out. But anyway, that's all the other point. But the point is, he was like, oh, like I get you're bad at texting. He's like, but I feel like you just don't prioritize. Like you're not prioritizing me. And I was like, very true. I'm not. Not like I'll be blunt and saying it. I'm not. I don't know you like that.
I
And I was
mean,
like,
that's real.
you're right. I have a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances that I would like to stay in touch with or get to know. And I'm like,
Mhm.
you just hopped on. And if
Yeah.
you feel like I'm not prioritizing you correctly, you are so valid. move on, or we'll hang out when we hang out. And then if
Mm-hmm.
I know you and we vibe more, and then my prioritization might go up for you, shit, mine might go down for you. And it just is the way it is. Like, I feel like people want to like put such heavy weight on one person.
Mm-hmm.
People got shit going on, and it works out or don't. I'm happy in our case it worked out
Mm-hmm.
because it's a friendship for a lifetime, but that's not going to happen with everybody. You
Yeah.
know, you can kind of tell pretty early on. Like, I knew pretty early on, I was like, oh, this is someone I'll be friends with the rest of my life. And I feel
Yeah.
like you had a very similar vibe with me, and that's why, it worked. And then
Yeah.
like our, friend group and everything, it's just like, solid people. So like it just worked out. But it's always gonna be like that. Men out
Yeah.
there on Hinge.
That was a message. But
Yep.
but I feel like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people like you, of course it's like people have different priorities. Like, and it's like, okay, as you gain priority and stuff like that. But some people be having it all backwards. Like, I'm gonna give no energy and then be like, why you ain't trying to get to know me? It's like you're not giving no energy though. Like,
Right.
I'm confused.
Right.
How am
Make
I?
something interesting to want to pursue,
Mm-hmm.
and not even just romantically or sexually, but like humanly. Like,
Humanly.
right.
Humanly. That's the
Hmm.
word. Like, because some people got it backwards. Friends or on like a romantic level or whatever. It's like, now some people it's like, okay, if you don't want to talk to people or you don't think you have time, don't respond to people.
Yeah.
Just don't talk to them. Like,
Right.
like if I'm on an app and I'm like, I don't really feel like talking to people right now. I'm not gonna talk to people because then
Yeah,
when
I ain't gonna
they
talk.
start, like, I mean, then they start saying like, oh, well, you're not available or you're not, messaging back, you're not asking me questions or whatever. It's like, and I know at the end of the day, the answer is because I don't want to talk to you. I will have to ask myself, why am I talking to them then?
Yeah.
You know?
Hmm.
But I don't know. It's a dating is a whole nother story. We could do a whole episode on dating.
Oh, and we will, because I have so much to say. I've had so many experiences in
And
LA. Someone has hit me before, I think twice. Oh, don't worry, hit. No, I
okay.
really pulled a Karen. I got them kicked out the bar. I was like, nah. But I mean, I've had some moments, some
Hmm.
very interesting. I had one person one time. This was like on the East Coast. They were like, "Oh, you look way better than in your pictures." And then they tried to have a photo shoot right then and there. I was like, "No, I've had some weird moments. We'll get that's a whole other
What?
episode. A whole
That's
other
yeah.
episode.
Okay, we got some stories. We even got some old footage on that. I
Yes,
was looking at a video from some months ago that
yeah,
had some of the Tinder horror stories. Not to be confused with horror stories. The Tinder
I like that though.
horror
WHOROR.
horror stories.
Oh, sorry. Just
So, we might even put in some clips of that or whatever. I think that'd be kind of fun to
be
include in
fun.
the conversation because, yeah, dating apps is a
Hmm.
whole thing. Mm-mm-mm.
Speaking of that, though, speaking of including the conversation, if anyone has any thoughts on this
Mhm.
topic, if they have thoughts, if they have comments, things they want to say, things they want to hear even more discussed, that we
Mhm.
can maybe touch on a little bit in the next thing for like a little bit. You
Perhaps.
can comment about it. You can DM the Instagram that we might put up again here. If not, go back to the first video and it's there. Second video and it's there. You can DM it because it's run by literally like us and we'll respond. I'll
That's
respond to that
about
more
it.
than I'll to my actual one. Yeah. So like yeah, if y'all have any of that, like just
Yeah.
below,
Or have
above.
any comments you want us to read on the show or any advice you want to ask us for, we got the glasses on.
Yeah, we're
Get a little,
professionals. We have
give you
glasses.
a little advice.
We have eye insurance.
I do. Yeah, we do have
Yeah, me too. I was like, do I? I was like, I
that.
do.
I had to think about it.
I was like,
I don't think I
where's
used
it
it yet
coming
this
from?
year, but I do have it.
Oh, I have a funny story about that for another time
Do
about how I went to the wrong eye doctor appointment. That was weird. And they just took me. It was a weird moment, but maybe that'll be a Patreon thing just because
I? Ooh, That's a good story.
Even though
That's a good
even though I
story.
said it for free on my Instagram before, and everyone hears from that pretty much.
But if you weren't there for that and you want the details,
Oh, if you want me to reenact it, I'll reenact it
ooh,
like with
okay.
like scripts.
I want to be the receptionist. We can piece it together.
Yeah, you could be the you about what now?
I don't know. Maybe we'll record it together live.
As if we'll be near each other in person soon. Is
We'll
that?
be near each other in person.
But Lenise,
Maybe.
you're on the East Coast, and I'm in Los. Wait, I'm in the West Coast. Not don't find me. Like I'm in the West Coast.
Cut that
Wow,
out for
how
the
will that
stalkers.
happen? Oh, I've had one before. That's another story. I've had one.
Yeah. Perhaps we'll meet in Texas. I mean, the South Coast.
Keep them on their toes, Lenise. Keep them on their toes. Oh,
Canada,
well,
North Coast. All right.
okay. All right, calm down. All right, we're not a VPN.
What other
Okay?
coast? No, we have some everywhere. Okay.
Right. But if
Singapore.
we were sponsored by Shark VPN, this would be a perfect time to include that. Shark VPN, it's a VPN where you pay a little fee per month. They're not sponsoring us, so I'm not going to go any
They
further.
should. You should.
It'd be great because I'd like to have
Mhm.
them
And we like to sponsor good products that are truly good products.
that we
We
actually
will
have
do our
value in.
homework.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We will. Mm-hmm. We have
And
glasses on. We always do our homework.
we always do our homework. We do our research. We think
Mm-hmm.
real hard.
We think
Don't mess with us, y'all. We're
thinking
brilliant.
face.
We might be
Mm-hmm.
foolish. We might be fools, but we're brilliant. That is
Fool
not
is
to
the
be confused with
archetype.
idiot. Fool has a lot of power in it.
Period. Has a lot of power. If you don't believe
Maybe
it,
one
look
day
it up.
we'll talk about our
Mm.
name, our podcast name, and
Ooh.
where
Yeah, that'd
how
be
Fool
cute.
4 was born. That'd be cute.
Yeah, I'll tell you how it gave we how two people gave birth to one thing.
You said it like it's usually less or more than two people
No. Oh no, we literally both
that
birthed
give
it.
birth.
Like it came
Oh,
out
I
of
guess
both of our
they give
vaginas.
birth. That's real. It's one human that gives birth. That's
Yeah.
okay.
But in
I
this
take back my
case,
criticism.
thank you, because in this case, two people popped it out. I popped it out in my butt and it hurt, but actually it's pretty
Why
gross.
you had to say it in that order too? Like,
Oh, bloop, 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 bloop. But what's worse? Well,
no,
what's
no bloop bloop
worse?
bloop.
What's worse?
What's worse? A lot, but also not much.
Oh, do you see that? I see God telling us to wrap it up. So I think that's I think
Crazy shit.
God's like, yeah.
I don't know
God
what's
sounds like a
what's
chainsaw.
show business for wrap it up. Oh,
Or they have
that's
like
fair.
cut.